took me about 2 years almost now to repair from one clapback mistake I did.
Would you rather get even or get over it?
Ooh.
Hello and welcome to Uncut, live from our studio in Dubai. The
Okay.
audio and visual podcast show that gives you exclusive scoop on our guests and hot topics including some of your favorite celebrities. And now, let the fun begin. Here's your host, S1.
All right, guys. Honestly, I'm shivering right now. I'm a little bit scared, but it's happening. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. Welcome to another episode. Today's guest is special, controversial, but she is here with us exclusively on Uncut with S1. And she is a publicist, brand consultant, entrepreneur, rapper, and reality star. Today with us, Hazel E. What's good?
What's poppin', S1?
How's life?
Man, I'm blessed. Alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. I love that. I love
Yes.
that. You're getting the Dubai vibes already?
I mean, I've been coming out here for 5 years, so you know what I'm
Wow.
saying? I got a little, slang on me.
You gotta do it. You gotta do your thing.
Voila.
Welcome to Uncut. Super excited to have you.
Thank you.
Let me see your hands for a second. Let me see your hands. All right. Wow. I see a big engagement ring. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
They don't look like they beat anyone up recently.
No.
No?
No.
Maybe a little bit?
No, I got the ring put on it. He put the ring on it.
Congrats.
Finally, so.
Congrats. We're going to go into details with
Yeah.
that one in a bit. But Devon Waller, right? Devon, sorry.
Yeah.
How's he doing? So what happened here? Let me talk about that. Let's start off with that.
What happened? Yeah, he slid into my DMs.
Okay. So DMs work, guys. There's hope for everyone.
he slid for a long time though. It was probably a year before he got a response. No cap.
Okay.
And then he slid. I put him up to a challenge first date.
Okay.
I need help moving into my new condo. Can you help me or not?
Can you pull up with a truck?
Basically, or all his muscles. His muscles worked. He came with the muscles, some Henny, and some roses.
Oh,
so
that works.
It was
yeah.
3-in-1 for me.
Okay. So did he hit the jackpot? I'm sure he did, right?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, he scored HAZELE, baby.
It doesn't get better. I saw the proposal video.
Yeah.
Where was it? First of all, where did this take place?
In our condo in Houston.
In Houston,
Over
all
the
right.
Astros Stadium, which is shout out to the Houston Astros.
Yeah.
Going to the World Series, Hazel and Houston Astros.
They're going out.
Hey, we all went in.
All the way up. It was simple. It was cute. Did you expect more? Was that the perfect engagement proposal? Girls' expectations nowadays are on another level.
Well, that's a problem with girls and their expectations. How can you expect someone to propose to you? You
True.
better be thankful if you love him, know. I think it was sweet. It was simple. He had actually ran me around all day. One of those I was cussing him out the whole day. Yo, what are we taking so long? He takes me, gets my nails done. I'm just
Right.
okay. He wants to do a mani-pedi. I'm not thinking. Then he's like, oh, I'm like, okay, I want to get a spray tan, whatever. He takes me there. He leaves me at the spray tan salon and says he gets lost. Mind you, it's 7 minutes for, I'm I'm about to take an Uber home. I don't have time. And I guess he was running around to get stuff. And by the time we got home, he even said that I was annoying him so much he didn't almost want to propose.
Oh my God. He was like, maybe today is not the right time,
Honestly,
let's postpone this.
it's so ironic because the Houston Astros every Friday, right?
Yeah.
When they play at home, they have fireworks that come out the stadium.
Oh.
So he thought it was Friday, but it was Saturday. So he had kept waiting for these fireworks that were happening because it was Saturday.
Hold on one more minute. And it wasn't coming.
It wasn't.
Damn.
And so he got me out to the balcony finally. He's like, babe, look at all these people. The Astros game finally cleared out. I only put up a clip of the video because he had the phone on the dining room table, like
Like
facing.
hidden.
Yeah, like so I'm not knowing if he puts it on YouTube or something. You see me walk out like what? Like what? He's like, look at all these people. It looks crazy down here. Like hyping up, with Sweet Lady playing Tyrese. Like okay,
Yeah, I heard that.
and then and then I'm out there and I'm looking, and he drops to one knee, and I'm just like,
no.
are you doing this? Like
Is this for real?
like just like
Yeah.
So I don't really think like I never expected to get proposed to, let alone
That.
so
I mean, it's crazy because I would personally like appreciate that more than like this huge like trying to impress you with all this blah blah blah, where this was more genuine and maybe brings the attention more towards the love he has for you.
Exactly. And I was thankful. The ring was enough, okay? He
Yeah.
put 10 carats on it. I mean, he didn't have to do much more else for the proposal.
Right.
He did, honestly, though. My mom and dad told me he did ask them for their permission, though.
Wow.
That was super cute to me, too.
All right. So, yeah, that's something
Yeah,
special. Come
it
on.
was.
People don't do that nowadays anymore.
Exactly. So he stuck kind of by, the traditional.
Well, congrats. When is the wedding? Any plans?
The wedding's coming soon. Everybody's been on my neck about the wedding date. We did get our marriage license because
Okay.
I had to put that on social media just because women were being really disrespectful on the DM slides. It seems like as soon as we announced that we were, proposed, it was like people from both ends. Like if you could see all the blue checks that were in my DMs the next week, people just got like more out of control. So it was like, look, ladies, here is the certificate, the license. Stop sliding. If not, I'm about to make a home wrecker list. And I'm going to put all y'all who are disrespectfully sliding in my future husband's DM on blast. So unless you want to be on this home wrecker list, cool it.
Cool it. Well, you said something recently that I seen where you said you don't want to fight people anymore. You rather talk about the beef on a rap battle or something. How do you feel about that? What's changed you?
Well, that was in regards to the City Girls.
Right.
When they had sampled my record Acting Up. So in that situation with them, I had got information privy to the beef that one of the girls was expecting a child. So when we started the beef, or whatever, and I laid the diss track down.
Right.
Instead of her coming back in a traditional hip hop battle and retaliating with a diss record to me, all she got on Instagram, let's fight, let's throw these hands, whoop whoop, all this stuff, and I'm like, why aren't we keeping this on wax? And then if I would have at the time said, but you're pregnant, then I would have been, another in trouble. Like I leaked somebody's pregnancy, so it was just kind of like, I don't want to fight. Like, let's just keep it on wax because, come on, there's people getting, especially in America, man. There's gun violence and all kind of stuff that we can just keep it on music and friend. I mean, the guys do it.
I respect that. I'm totally with that. And I think that's a great message, actually. Because if you're going to beef,
we can keep it on the record that we're both artists, we're both rappers. You say you had no idea of my record, even though you later, knew the TV show. Clearly was a fan because you had a lot of info for me. All you had to do was go lay 16 bars and it could have been that. I mean, we saw Drake and Pusha T do it. I mean, we've seen it go back and forth, but ladies, it's just like we want to get catty and throw hands. I get paid for that on Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
Like, this was something different.
So you're like, give me the money, I'll do it.
Right. This is not that. Let's be clear.
Yeah. So you're back to Dubai now.
Yes.
Are you living here? Do you have a house here? What's the deal? Because you're here so often, like back and forth.
It's honestly a blessing this season because when I moved here last season, I did take up residency last season in the middle of the summer, which I didn't know better. Even though I've been coming for a long time, I didn't know don't move to Dubai in June.
Right.
It was like brutal. But I wanted to be able to like spend half my year here and half my year in America. And this year, I've actually successfully been able to do it.
Wow.
So I did get a residence here in the marina. I thought I was going to move downtown, but I'm just a marina girl.
Marina girl, but it's beautiful.
Girl. It is.
Nice view.
It's the ocean. It gives me energy. I can see the Atlantis every day when I wake up and it's a vibe.
You can walk down and you don't need a car to go anywhere actually, right?
No, they made it too difficult anyway to ship my vehicle here. So
yeah,
and the JBR, just the whole thing. So I do have a residence here, and I do have a residence stateside. So this year was complete blessings that now I'm like actually being able to do what I envisioned, which was half the year in America, and then boom, now it's season in Dubai. Now I'm
you're
here.
here. That's awesome. I love it. How do the people in America feel about that, though?
When I come back, it's kind of like this, oh, voila, you've been to Dubai. Like, they have fantasies of what the Middle East looks like. They watch Aladdin and think everybody's on a magic carpet ride. And then, I hear it all the time. For some reason, it kind of levels me up. I ain't gonna lie.
That's good.
Yeah, Dubai gives me a little bit of clout. So
I mean, it should.
Yeah. They don't know what's going on in the Middle East. You feel me? The baby saying Princess of Dubai.
You gotta come to believe it. You gotta see it to believe it.
Right.
What's new? What have you been doing in Dubai, right? Like work-wise? Are you doing anything in particular? Brand deals?
Yes.
What's happening for you?
It seems like when I come here, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started coming to Dubai about 4 or 5 years ago, I always would get booked to host and perform at different clubs. Sensation, at Base, at last season was Dre's.
Nice.
So it'd always be different little deals with that, or social media influencing.
Right.
I get booked, hired by a lot of restaurants to come in,
Nice.
or staycations with like Caesars when it
Hotels.
opened, and they had Cove
Okay.
Beach. I did one this past weekend with Cove Beach for their new Jam Rock Saturdays.
Nice.
So, I go there and they, play the music, and basically I'm just engaging and I'm bringing awareness to these new events that are here, and a lot of people from the UK come, and I didn't realize until I went there like how big love and hip hop and I was in the UK, but when they put me on, they get like a whole different crowd.
Wow.
So I get that. Last season I had a sponsorship. I did a deal with Huda Beauty and Dollhouse.
Nice.
So they did me, and this year I have it with Pout Salon and Spa here in Al Barsha.
Okay.
With another owner. She's from the UK. So I started that this last weekend as well. And it's just great because
You're busy.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
and we have an engagement party they're actually doing for us in Abu Dhabi this weekend.
Wow.
And I have a big dentist. He's a dentist, but he has like a plastic surgery center. So that whole beauty cosmetic world, because I've done doctors TV and stuff, they love me to come in, and I'm open. So I'll get some fillers or some Botox
and get it done.
And get it done and promote it. So
You're cool with that.
It pays the bills, and I get to look great.
But are you picky with what you do promote at the end of the day? Like, would you just promote anything, or are you picky about that?
We've got to keep it selective, It's very exclusive over here.
Right.
I mean, I can't just be, running amok with any and everybody that wants to throw me a coin now. I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
But I do also like the car sponsorships. Those are probably my favorite.
So cars, holla at your girl right here. You also shot a music video here.
2. Well, I shot the music video and I shot the Kiki challenge here.
Okay. So the Kiki one, that was a little crazy.
Yeah, that was. I pushed the limits.
Yeah, girl. How did you get away with it?
Of course, I got away with it. Of course, I got away with it.
That's dope.
We did it guerrilla style though, so it was one of those things where
you got to do.
We got the lamb,
run in,
pulled up, blocked off some cones. Boom, boom, Kiki. Do you love me? You know what I'm saying? 1, 2 step. CID comes. Route. And then once they see it, so then they try to track down each person in it. It's going viral at this point. And so the only guy that gets in trouble is the guy who had on the condor.
Oh.
So it was like, oh, they're like, she was fun. She's fine.
You're
I'm
like, oh, thank God.
Thank God. And then the other video I shot with Steph and Red Jimmy out here, Hasta La Vista, like that video gave me so much burn when I got back to America. Travis Scott, I remember in the studios with Travis Scott, James Hart, and them. I'd get back to Houston, and like everybody that would see it back in America would be like, wow, like how did you do that in Dubai? And I'm like, like I got it like that.
Well, we got to give it to you. You know how to do it and get things done.
Thank you.
What about all the people that say we don't endorse someone like Hazel in the Middle East, or we don't support that kind of stuff? What do you have to say to them?
Absolutely. That's absolutely incorrect. Like I said, I've been coming out from here from years. The interesting thing is when I first came, I broke my nose in Dubai. And
Really?
I crashed on an ATV. I split my nose down the center, broke it through the side in the desert here. And then I did a big episode on Doctor's TV
Wow.
about the reconstruction of my nose job with Dr. Gavami. He's also big out here. And ever since that happened in the Middle East, it seems like they've welcomed me. Because right
Wow.
after I did that and went through that experience, people came here and they just loved me. I know how to respect this country.
Right.
I know how to dress appropriately when I'm here. I know how to tone down the language, cover up more to respect just, what's
Right.
going on. When I went to the mosque, that was controversial. They said my abayas were too curve hugging, but then the women here actually had my back, like versus people in America who were like, oh, they're going to stone her. And what I like to show here is I like to break some of the urban myths and legends of things that people have in their brain about Dubai.
Assumptions
Yeah.
that they have.
And it's like, how can me, HAZELE, who's everybody knows me, Mary, like come here and I've never been in trouble. I've never been in jail. I've never had any issues because when you go abroad.
Because it's simple. She respects the culture and she respects and understands the rules and the society out here. So that's the most important thing. A lot of people come out here and don't do that. And then get in trouble and say,
yeah.
How? Why?
But you saw the rule. You knew what it was when you signed up.
Exactly.
It's basically that same thing. You knew what it was.
And it's nothing but respect. If you look at the ground rules, I mean, it's all that it comes back to is respect for one another.
is.
Respect for children, respect for elders, respect for one that's open, one that's more closed-minded. We got to respect everybody,
That's it. And you can have a great time. It's one of the most beautiful places
Yes.
in this whole world. Very open-minded. Everybody to me is beautiful, great. The spirit, the energy, the call to prayer on the mosque, like it brings me so much peace. Like this country I feel like, have saved me at several points in my life.
Wow.
Like I'll come here and just revitalize and it'll give me my energy and it helps you detox. If you want to be toxic, stay where you are.
True.
But if you want to grow and elevate and cleanse yourself and have a better experience, then I say just stick to the rules and you're going to enjoy yourself and it's going to be the most magical experience you ever had.
I'm so happy to hear that. How did you come up with the name HAZELE? Where did that come from? Because your birth name is Erika Adams.
Yes, it is. Okay, so I have hazel eyes tatted on my arm.
Nice.
So I have hazel eyes, clearly.
Yes.
Yeah. And so when I did my PR, after I graduated college, I started Hazel Eyes PR.
Okay.
So this man by the name of Idris Elba, actor, I did a Halloween party for him in the hills. And he said, Hazel, what would you like to do besides this PR? And I said, well, Idris, I rap. And he's like, you do? So I played him my record, Valley Girl, and a couple from my first mixtapes. And we did a mixtape together called Shoe Fetish Mixtape, me and DJ Driss. And instead of just switching my name for a rapper, we just kept it HAZELE
HAZELE.
Nice. Which is short for the I. So that way it stayed consistent. So people didn't have to, like Blondie or like, I just stick to the formula.
Yeah.
And just dropped the I's, kept the E, and now we're here.
That's dope. How did that go with the publicist thing? Because you were a publicist for Tank, Trey Songz, Soulja Boy, a lot of other artists as well. Yeah. How was that experience for you?
PR was one of those things that, man, when I was in it, like I still love it to this day. Cultivating and creating people's career, people's visions. My first clients were Gnarls Barkley, and we got to the Grammys off the first campaign with CeeLo and Danger Mouse. And just giving people the sauce, like you come with the package, you come with the music, the talent and everything, but we have to create that package and sell it to the masses to get into the forefront. We have to, it's hard to get pressed. It's hard to go viral right now. But when you have somebody in PR and knows what's ticking, knows what's selling those stories, crisis communications, all those different things, it kind of gives me a level up on people because I'll always stay relevant. Right. And I know how to make anybody. You can, when I met my fiance, no shade, I love him. He had 1,000 followers on Instagram. Right. After being with Hazel, dating him for 6 months, he's like 50K. Wow. And it's because we stay consistent with content, with media. Right. We give certain clips and hints to make people, what is that? Yeah. That's all it is. It's curiosity. People are on these phones all day. And the irony is when I started, they put me in this thing called the internet. And mind you, I was still in college, like 2002, still like interning on a floor, like going through magazine clippings. Like, I want to get people into magazines. Like, no, you learn this thing called the internet. And it was like, okay, so I'm gonna learn how to do internet PR. Boom! Now 2019,
Is the hottest
who gets
thing.
a magazine?
True.
who watching the news? And now everybody's getting all their information on
That's crazy.
their smart devices, and that was what I got
You
trained
actually
in.
train it.
And so it's like one of those things that, you know.
Yeah, it's also luck at the same time, right? Like
Yes.
by chance. I mean, you'd see certain things that life just has planned out for you. But do you feel like out of that PR, did you get a lot of good contacts or something that benefited you personally with your career?
Of course, a lot of the talent when I had originally written out Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, it was in New York and it was in Atlanta. And I was like, man, we got to get this show to Hollywood. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, LA is like the hub of entertainment. Why don't we have a Love and Hip Hop Hollywood?
Right.
So then I was able to call, I originally did call Tank. I was able to call up Ray J and Tierra Marie and Young Berg and those talents and get them to sign these letter of directions, a letter of intent to take to VH1 to Mona Scott Young saying, look, we have these people and these talent here in LA. We're willing to do this if you guys can bring this format here.
Right.
And people did it because they knew me of my PR work. They knew like, Hazel, I took Tank to his first Grammy Awards, Twista, like the list,
Right.
Eva Pigford, Megan Good, Soulja Boy, like we able to get Soulja on, like,
Yeah.
and I'm still friends with a lot of these people today. Neo, you can go in the Wire Image, Chris Brown, any of that, and they still will say, if I call right now, because of that history of PR and people know what I did to build careers, anybody will still rock with any vision I have to this day. So that's the blessing.
You were in Love and Hip Hop season 1, 2, and 4, and also a supporting cast member in season 3. What made you want to, like, what was the actual goal with Love and Hip Hop? Like, what was it, just for you to elevate your career, become more famous, or was there a different goal behind that?
You know, rap was always the heart of everything that I did once I decided to cross over. So when we saw that platform happening and we felt like, I felt like, you know, if we get on this platform in front of millions of people doing my music, then that's going to help the music take off. Unfortunately, the only person that's really helped is Cardi B. And Remy Ma, when she got out of jail, she got to do Love and Hip Hop. It gave her that little boost back. Hollywood, I feel like it's not helping everybody as much because Hollywood's more TV, it's more film. People aren't taking West Coast artists, unfortunately, as serious as they do East Coast, but the initial intent was to give us all a platform that we were trying to get music, and maybe we couldn't get it on the radio, or maybe we're not getting big for the book shows or the big arenas, but if we go ahead and put ourselves on TV doing the music, then hopefully that will open up the
New doors.
Exactly.
That's amazing. All right. Let me ask you this question. Mm-hmm. How do you cope with all the drama on the show and constantly being in the media for, you know, beef or certain things, generally a lot of negative headlines sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
At some point, this has to hit you.
It does.
Some point, you know? How do you cope with it?
Like 2 years ago, when I decided to move to Dubai, it was because I went through a very bad tabloid scandal, and I was dragged for filth. I had to go on and Y'all Fix My Life on Oprah's network in America. Wow. And through that specific program, because it was like counseling, they taught me to gauge what the audience thinks, but like reflect inside and then don't go outwards anymore, because you know, for a minute I thought I was ugly. I thought my nose was too big. My body is bad. And then I have to sit there and really think, you know, these people are sitting there talking about me all day.
Right.
I'm not talking about you. Steve Harvey told me a couple months ago, I was doing this tournament in Vegas, this domino tournament that he was putting together for the show. And he was like, Hazel, he's like, we're up here. He's like, you're in your penthouse. Would you come down to the bottom floor to address anybody?
Right.
He was like, look at it, see it, and don't comment. You know, don't react. So those are the tools now that I'm using, not to snap back and clap back. That stuff isn't cute. I did that. I'm not going to lie. The first couple years, always beef on social media, always going back and forth. Even probably a couple months ago, I was still doing it. But after these legends, these people who I actually look up to have talked to me and given me certain advice, I now try to keep that in the forefront because I never want to sacrifice or jeopardize my career, hurt my family,
Right.
embarrass anybody ever again just because I can't keep my temper.
Do you think the industry is very like, do you feel jealousy plays a big role in the industry, or how would you describe your industry? Because obviously there are big people, the Breakfast Club. There's so many different people that have a lot of influence in the US.
Yes.
And if they talk a certain way about you, it can really, really hurt your career. How do you feel about that? Like, what is your advice? Because you went through this now,
Yes.
and I'm sure other people go through this too, you know? What would you advise someone? Because again, there's a lot of people that would say certain things just to see you end your career or try to end your career, you know?
And once you can actually get that part of it, that's when you realize I'm not going to let anybody else ruin this thing for me. If I'm going to mess it up, it's going to be because I messed it up. I'm not going to let somebody else help me jump out my body and go crazy because it is that. And you said jealousy earlier, and I do believe that there is jealousy or envy or it's people looking at unrealistic expectations on social media or, you know, I don't know. I tell girls all the time because people hit me all the time like, you're so strong. Like one day I looked up, there's 100,000 comments on the Shade Room about me of all negativity. And I had to sit there and just laugh, like literally say 100,000 people took their time to comment about me.
Right.
Do you know how many deals I got that same week that those 100,000 people left those comments? And I had to just really start changing my brain. Like I had to, you know, it takes prayer, it takes meditation, it takes to really be strong.
It's a different mindset.
It is. You have to be mentally strong because it will break you down. If I sit there and listen to the Breakfast Club, because they love to make me a topic of conversation and throw their opinions, which will influence, you know, a certain demographic of people or paint a picture to them. I have to just stand in my truth. And it seems like the more I stand in my truth, the more people will be like, she's not really like that. Or people see me in person like, oh my God, you're really actually pretty. I hear that so much. You're pretty. You're actually pretty.
Oh my God.
Because they assume that I look a certain way or am a certain way or I'm this type of person till they meet me. So if I have to just shake hands and kiss babies to, you know, my way to the top, I will. But if I get consumed and let that weigh me down, then I'll be like everybody else, popping antidepressants and trying to do other ways to suppress things. And I don't want to be that way.
Because I respect strong women, and I understand that, especially with you having that persona of being someone super strong, physically getting in fight alterations and stuff like that. You obviously also have a weak spot, you know? You obviously at some point also break down and say, you know what? I'm not that strong. I'm not that, you know, when all this 100,000 comments come in, one of them is going to hurt me, you know? So at some point, something will hit you. And that's the most important part about how you manage that, you know? So respect to you.
Thank you.
And we respect women like you, honestly, because it's always easier to show a persona, but then to actually live that is it's hard, you know?
It is. And to keep your guards up all the time. And, you know, season 1 of Love and Hip Hop, people are like, oh my God, she cries all the time. She wears her heart on the sleeve. So when season 2 came back, I was just like rough and tough and like put up this wall, like I'm not going to let anything get to me. But then that's not me either. You know, you have to find that balance. And like I said, I just cannot and will not let anyone ever take me out of my character again. Maybe I have to call my mom or my little sister and shed that silent tear or be like, oh my God, like you said, something might hit that nerve. And
of course,
sometimes it does, but that's when you log off.
Right.
You log off and you deal with it. Because if that next response could be your last response and that could just damage everything. I had to repair my image for a social media comment, a clap back.
Right.
It took me about 2 years almost now to repair from one clap back mistake I did.
Do you feel like you have repaired from it? Like, are you
Yes.
back to? Yeah.
Definitely. I think I put
Okay.
in the work. Like I said, I came here,
Right.
came with my Muslim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I came over here.
100%.
Everybody accepted me. They loved me when I needed to be loved. They lifted me up. They didn't judge me here in this place. Really, people have no idea. It really got me back together. It gave me a sense of peace. So when I went back to the States, I went back,
You
I
felt
was
good.
able, I
Yeah.
felt great.
And then you're strong again, right? Because
definitely strong.
the thing is, you might break for a bit, but then you come back harder. You know, that's
If
what
not,
they
I
say.
wouldn't be human. So
Right.
I am human.
I'm so happy to hear that. Again, I think it's good company. The people around you play a big role in it as well.
Yes.
Whether it's your partner, whether it's your friends, you know, if you have good support around you, I think nothing can break that. So, is reality TV really your thing? Like, do you want to keep doing it? Because I know you just shot Marriage Boot Camp, Hip Hop Edition, and we had another little scandal there.
Yeah.
He shut down the production.
Um,
What's going on?
Man, that's one of those things that's kind of I can't still all the way talk about because it hasn't come out yet. But
Right.
yeah, that was it. Once again, me in a situation not dealing with me, but it always surrounds me. So I have to just learn to cope with that. But
Yeah.
reality TV, I'll be honest, I love it. I loved it since Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie had The Simple Life.
Wow.
I loved it since The Real World. I'm not going to lie. And I just feel like the next way that I want to do reality TV is I want to produce it. Like I have
Okay.
a really good show that I would love to produce in Dubai. I know it's hard here
Yeah.
to get those kind of permissions, but it's called International Bag Chasers. It's just so epic because
Oh, wow.
people come here from all different parts of the world chasing the bag. They need to let me. They need
The
to let me.
name says it all.
They need to let me do this here. But that would be like going forward in the future. I would love to executive produce reality TV because I get it
Okay.
now. I understand it from
The business side.
the storylines, the cast, the characters,
Right.
the scenes, how to contain it, how to let it grow, how to do that. So
Yeah, I
not
think
just
you've
being
been.
a character, I want to produce my own shows.
That's dope. I like that. The fight he shut down. You want to address that?
Man, I'm gonna say about that situation is part of the story is true.
Wow.
And things did get shut down. But the reasons of that fight
Okay.
are not true. So then that's when everybody's gonna have to stay tuned to that
All right.
in January when it comes out. But I guess it kind of was surrounding me, but
It was, huh?
it's not what they're
The
writing up right now.
tabloid. Yeah. I mean,
Whoever snitched on that story didn't quite get it right, but cameras are definitely rolling.
that's exciting. So Dubai TV show maybe soon. Maybe.
If I could get the permissions, maybe ITP could pull some strings.
Right.
S1 could be on because you're internationally chasing the bag. I mean, you're here, you're in LA.
sure.
I mean, you fit. Listen, you got the whole thing. Like, I mean, I
Let's
see
do
the
it.
Uncut cast. Like,
Let's
this is
do
a
it.
scene. I'm playing it out in my head. I mean, yeah,
Right.
like that's literally when my dream. Like, oh my God, if I could have that aerial shot like Entourage overlooking that marina
Wow.
when all the ships pull up for F1. Like
Right.
people in the world have no idea
How beautiful.
how epic it
Oh
is.
my God.
We would kill it. We'd kill it out here.
100%. I agree. We have a little game I want to play with you.
Okay.
But before we play the little game, I will ask you 2 more questions. All right.
Okay.
Let's talk about your music. Anything new coming out?
Yes, I just dropped a single called 400K.
Okay.
It's pretty lit. I was actually here when I moved like about a week ago watching some things on Netflix and I got like the crazy visual for it. So I'm thinking about shooting that video here since I get so much love here.
Nice.
So that, and I'm going to go ahead and drop Girl Coding Volume 2.
Okay.
I put out a number of singles, Hasta La Vista, What Are You Talking About, 400K, the records with Jeremiah, YG, everybody. I'm going to just probably collectively put those on and release it
And
through
release
iTunes. Yeah.
Nice.
So just drop that out there. And then when I get back to the States, a lot of producers everybody's hitting me to work. I actually did a record with Rio Santana and DJ Slim out here called Dance Queen, and it's very French trap kind of with
nice.
the whole little Dubai mix in here. So we have that project that I recorded here as well. So that's coming.
That's dope.
And 400K is out. It's just released on iTunes. It's lit.
You got to check it out. You wrote a book too, right?
Yeah, I'm an author.
So look, like you're doing a lot of things. Do you think you need to like focus on one thing more, or do you think it's the right thing to do?
When I wrote the book Girl Coding, because that's my company, I incorporate our own girl code. It's been my movement. It's called Ethics as a Lifestyle. I'm a college graduate, which is kind of rare for people in my industry.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give something like right now it's in colleges for freshman girls, like going into school.
Oh, wow.
It's like on their reading list. It's in there. And I just felt like I needed to do something. There's all this stuff representing the other girls in the world, how to get my, this and that. I wanted to just do something, for the girls trying to further their education and just let them know that it's not it might take you a little bit longer, but you can do it, and you can have your ethics and your morals and your class and integrity with you. Everybody doesn't have to be an exotic dancer or this and that. Like, there's not enough people representing for the other side, and I'm kind of on the other side of that.
Since you have both sides, right?
Yeah.
What did you study in college?
Mass communications, TV,
Oh, wow.
broadcasting. Yeah, I got my bachelor's in that. So journalism.
Yeah.
Hence why the PR. So and then I did that while I was on the show. So when you're on the show, Love and Hip Hop, you have to have several businesses to do while you're on the show, because they're just really shooting around what you have going on. So you'd be on Love and Hip Hop, right? They'd be coming to shoot you on Uncut, because this is your job.
Right.
You get it?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm an author. They're shooting that. I'm an artist. They're shooting that. I launched a makeup line. They're shooting that. It's just like the Kardashians.
It's part of your life.
What do they say? You have to have how many streams of income to be a millionaire? Seven? I think.
Yeah.
So you got to have 7 streams. So I can't just have one.
Yeah. You need to be making money while you're sleeping. So
goals.
All right. Ready for the game?
Let's play it.
All right. Would you rather?
Oh, God.
Okay, we're going to play Would You Rather.
Would you rather?
All right, let's get it in. Would you rather live one life that lasts 1,000 years or live 10 lives that last 100 years each?
10.
10 lives.
10 lives.
I like that. Would you rather be a clown who distracts the bull or the cowboy who rides the bull?
I'm the cowgirl for real.
Would you rather have bad breath or smelly feet?
Smelly feet. Everybody doesn't know about that.
Okay. Would you rather be a giant hamster or a tiny rhino?
A tiny rhino. Seems
That's
cuter.
Cute. Yeah. Would you rather be super fast or super strong?
Super fast.
Nice. Would you rather be the smartest kid in school or the most popular kid in school?
Smartest all day.
All day. She's smart. She's a smart one. She wrote a book, guys. Would you rather be able to whisper or only be able to shout?
Whisper. Keep it on
Whisper.
the low.
Would you rather get even or get over it?
Ooh.
This is a typical Hazel E question.
I'm still a Taurus, you guys. I gotta get even.
Gotta get even.
I'm growing. Eventually, I'll just want to get over it. Work with me, people.
All right. Probably by the next interview, you're gonna be like, I'm over it.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Would you rather live without music or live without TV?
Live without TV. I have to have music.
Yeah, I agree. Would you rather be Would you rather be gossiped about or never talked about at all?
Gossiped. I gotta be a trending topic.
That's amazing. Listen, Hazel E, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure. And whenever you're back, whenever you got something, holla at me. You're always welcome. I had a great time.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see way more from you and hear about your new stuff and ventures and projects.
Go ahead and stick that international bag chasers in.
Right.
We're on the cast.
Right.
Let's get it. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank
I love
you
the
so
interview.
much.
You killed it.
Thank you so much. You're the best. And guys, if you're listening to the audio version only, make sure you check out the visuals. She looks beautiful and she's in the studio. So go on YouTube, Uncut with S1. Follow her on her social media handles, Hazel E Baby on Instagram.
Yeah.
All right, we're out. Check out the next episode coming next.